Janoschka brand to package. The successful way to get from brand to packaging. Let us show you how it's done. With fascination, our customer has had an extremely successful product on the European market for 15 years. As part of the imminent product launch in the Middle East and Latin America, the packaging needs to be adapted. Our customer has very specific requirements in this respect. There is a new design language and 2 more product variants. The existing range of packaging types, the box and the pouch, is being extended to include the cup in order to tap into a new target group. A cost reduction of 20% must be achieved in print. Cooperation partners have already been specified for the printing outside of Europe. A flexographic and an offset printer are on hand in Latin America, while in the Middle East, an offset and a gravure printer are available. A co-packer will take over the packaging on site. Our customer attaches great importance to brand consistency, especially in presentation of the logo. The project must be completed within 3 months. See for yourself how we use our pre-press expertise in order to meet these requirements. To ensure reliable project and approval management from start to finish, we tailor our workflow management system to the particular requirement. That way, our customer can check the progress of the project and view the individual approvals at any time. To meet our customers' requirements, we lay the foundations early on in the design phase. We gather all those involved in the process around a table and mediate between the interests of the marketers, buyers, printers, creative agency, and pre-press providers. The starting point is the rough design submitted by the creative agency, which we subject to thorough examination. Relevant factors here include, for example, whether the design works with the new language variants, whether it can be applied to the individual types of packaging, and whether the design components conflict with the required cost savings. At the same time, we are initiating a fingerprint process for the flexographic printing in Latin America to generate a printer-specific profile. Both new product variants are being shot directly in our photographic studio in order to avoid additional briefing and coordination effort and thus save on time and costs. We are creating the artwork in such a way that individual colors of the gravure printing and flexographic motifs can be interchanged. We are placing the logo, for example, and all other relevant elements for the range in exactly the same place and in exactly the same size in all variants. Hence, they can always be printed using the same printing form. This reduces the number of forms as well as the print setup effort, and consequently the production costs. Precise alignment of the artwork in the respective printing processes is very important to us in order to achieve optimal results. For example, for direct cup printing, the font size must not be smaller than 8 point, and the barcode must always be printed vertically, with the actual bars horizontal. In Repro, we are using a separation structure that can be applied to all relevant printing processes. Pouches and boxes will be printed in CMYK with 1 spot color. For printing the cups, however, we have to work with 5 spot colors. This is essential for color consistency of the logo. Since we already laid the foundations for interchangeability in the artwork, we can now manage with a reduced number of color separations in reproduction. Our professional print color management ensures consistent results in all printing processes. A printer-specific profile is used for every reproduction. To this end, for the gravure printing, we have a database with the fingerprints of the individual printers. For the flexographic printing, we are using the printer-specific profile that we produced after the kickoff meeting in Latin America. For offset printing, we can use industry standards. For cup printing, we are using specific spot color libraries and dot gain curves that we have constantly built up over the years. Through the thorough profiling and separation creation, we have simulated all relevant parameters in great detail. The contract proof now accurately reflects the subsequent print result. We can still correct any deviations or errors before the production run begins, and thus avoid high consequential costs. We have set up a remote proofer at our customers, so proofing can be done without loss of quality or time. We transfer the calibrated repro data digitally, and the customer receives the color binding proof directly on site. Thanks to the uniform production standards in our global network, our printing forms meet the highest standards at every site. This applies equally to the gravure printing cylinders in Europe and in the Middle East, as well as to the flexographic printing forms in Latin America. This has the added advantages that lead times are short, transportation costs are low, and the time to market is unbeatable. Furthermore, local production supports our requirements in terms of sustainability. Since we are working with a new printer in the Middle East, and the packaging industry is still in its infancy there, we are running a 2-day printer coaching on behalf of our customer. Training is taking place parallel to the digital pre-press process, so as to avoid any time delays. We are assisting our customers' marketing managers when it comes to final print approval in Latin America and in the Middle East.